way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Rest in peace, Stanley. Okay. I have a good feeling about that. It was, I like the gallery kind of place. It was a cool place to be. That ending made the narrator seem kind of malicious. Oops.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
I didn't mean to do that. So let's see what my loads are here. Yeah, that's the facility. I'll load that in a second. See what this is. I overwrote this. The picture didn't change though. So that's the line. This doesn't need to exist. Delete that. That's there. No, that's not there. That's the where is that? I think I overwrote this, but it was at the stairs in the
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one...
Okay, let's call Stanley's wife before we go back to the real story.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I don't know. I was planning to divorce her soon after getting out of this work, as soon as I found another job, but, you know, Stanley likes his wife for now. You know as well as...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
That you're all I've got?
Let me show you what's really going on here.
Narrator, will you marry me?
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Ah, crap. He's taking control, not even giving me the option.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No. I'm not gonna do my job. Okay, fine. Press B. Oh, I have a gamepad.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Yeah, I have to actually press this on my controller. That's weird, because I had it off to the side. I didn't even think of it.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I didn't know I could actually use this. It's like all set up. I can do everything. I prefer the keyboard, kind of. I don't know.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Hello? I pressed your button. Did it break? Oh, I see. I thought the TV was going to come on, since there's one here. So this is what Stanley's life is like. He just sits around waiting for waiting for the computer to tell him what to press. It's like I'm really Stanley at a day at work. Except I'm being Stanley himself, controlling his life instead of pressing buttons at his workplace. This is my wife. I've taken her as my my lovely bride. Wish she'd put more clothes on though. She kinda has weird edges too. Should get those sorted out. Weird polygons going on down there on the legs. And the arms, for that matter. Wonder if this just repeats itself and the joke's on me. Please press left bumper to question nothing. Please press. What am I gonna do next? It's exciting. I want to know what I'm gonna do. What is Stanley going to do next? Does he just do work? Does he talk to coworkers? Does he take lunch? Nothing. He's not doing anything. He's just gonna crouch in the corner and cry himself to sleep. It's the way of the Stanley. Can I go? Out the door? No? Can't do anything around? Why is there a couch here, though? Or a chair? Just toppled over in the doorway. Doesn't seem very... Why would you just leave it there? What does the game want me to do? It's gonna end? ever. This is what I get for picking up the phone. Okay, I'll save. Go here again.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm gonna go back to the other route. The first one I took.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think
Because
we're communicating
there's stuff to do there.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh, I have to sit through all
You
this.
see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay. Let's go through the left door. Damn.
Okay, I'm going to stop you.
I'm gonna see if that just takes me back there. I expect it to, but it does look like a creepy door, and they do have all those wood textures and that wooden house thing built.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
5 out of 5, worst game ever.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Stanley at the bottom, because he sucks.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
He definitely sounds more enthusiastic about that this time around.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
That is a really annoying sound. I don't want to play this for 4 hours.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing.
It's not my fault your game sucks, narrator. Jeez. Alright, let's go back to the actual story of the game instead of messing around. I think that's all the paths I could have taken. And didn't change the path rating things differently. So.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Alright, yeah. I just wanted to go to the end of the hallway and come back, see if there was any dialogue for that. Broom closet ending is my favorite ending.
And realized he simply had too much to live for.
XD, broom closet.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Well, I already know what secrets it holds. One person got fired. That's the secret.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
So where's the one person that got fired? I don't see them anywhere. Everyone's office is different too. It's weird. Some have red velvet. Some are all blue. That guy's fired.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Narrator, your story kind of sucks.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Nah, I'm gonna take it for myself. I'm going to control the mind control device. Nobody would stop me. Nobody would want to stop me. Stanley is the almighty ruler of the world. Can't really re-enable things. I see. I guess there's some kind of code I have to enter on those. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 4, and 3 and 5. They were in the gallery too, the 3 and 5 were. I mean, all of them were 1 through 5. What even is this? Why would it come down like that? Seems rather unnecessary.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless, to see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Well, alright. I don't really have much to say about that. At least that got better than it was up to that point. At least something happened. I don't have very much faith in this last ending, though. Like, turning off the machine sounds pretty boring, but you know, maybe the narrator will surprise me. Like he just did there. See, at least I know where all the buttons are this time. They're really far apart. It seems rather unintuitive.
And when at last he found...
Did I win? I can't really see.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I can't see.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Aww. I don't really know, there's a Zending, quote unquote. I don't know how I'm supposed to get that. Go through again, just once more.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What did I miss?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to himself. What a room, what a room, what a room. This is what Stanley thought. What a room. What a room, what a room, what a room. Va-va-voom, what a room. Yes, really.
That had to have been like an
Eager to get
outtake.
back to business,
Like the
Stanley
narrator
took the
said
first
that.
open door on his left.
And they just kept that in. He like went off track because he couldn't say "what a room" properly.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I didn't mean to do that. It's time to kill myself.
Look, Stanley, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Alright, that's my ending. I don't know how many there are.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I opened the door? I closed the door. Strange.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
See if I can get that ending I witnessed from the top side at one time. I guess not really. Not gonna happen.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I was gonna check for a vent in the
Perhaps
maintenance
he wanted
room.
to stop by the employee
I
lounge
guess I'm
first,
almost done.
just to admire it. It was okay.
See, apparently there's a
But
flow
eager to
chart
get
somewhere
back
of
to
all the
business,
endings.
Stanley took the first open door.
I'd
on
like to
his
make
left.
sure I got all the endings, but I don't know.
And
I
so
feel like
he
I'm missing
detoured
one.
through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I guess I should go check.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Just gotta get Chris out of the broom closet, that crazy guy. It's the only thing left to do. Chris, are you in here? Chris?
No, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
At least you remembered that I was in here before. It seems strange. I wonder what else he reacts to when you go through a second time. Like if I could do that explosion sequence better or something. I wonder if that's saved in the saves too.
Coming
Like,
to a staircase, Stanley
times I've
walked
reloaded.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Got rid of my stuff I did that time. So yeah, so I wouldn't have known. There's also these doors. They seem like... Yeah, that wasn't openable last time. Now it is. Why couldn't I open this last time? There's nothing in here. Can't even jump out the window. And then there's this door, which wasn't openable, but now it is. Doors monthly? Is that what that says? Oh, outdoors monthly. This is how elevators work, right? Go up. What? I was going up the entire time. You can't just do that. Is this the only thing the elevator does? I mean, I'm not complaining, but I just want to know. Yeah, I thought I was getting somewhere with that ending I feel like I haven't gotten. But I guess not. Once again, why didn't that door open last time I tried it?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
I like that line that he added in just because I was clicking on everything.
In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Is there anything else to do in here? Just like this thing? No? Alright, I'm going to leave. Just gonna go back down the staircase. Or not. Okay, I guess I gotta go down. No choice. Unless I reload. Or begin the game again. There's one thing I want to try, is that's entering the passcode on the keypad before he tells you what it is.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I mean, it's not going to open anything different, but I want
Stanley
to see what he
decided to go
says.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to
They
his
closed it
boss's
off.
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ooh, it's gone. There's no way I can get back into the broom closet now. I'm sad.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's gotta be more to that going downstairs too, besides just going insane.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Well, alright then. I guess that was kind of worth it. I thought it was okay. Alright, one more. I'm gonna try going downstairs again, see if I can... This isn't the...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
This isn't the right place,
Stanley
narrator.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Narrator, this is not the correct
Stanley went around
office.
touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay. How did I get this? What? That's my office. How'd this happen?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. The door kind of looked openable to me. It doesn't have a number on it. Oh well.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did...
Nah. Doesn't look like anything new's happening there. So, I don't know. I'm gonna look up all the endings real quick and see if there's something I missed. And keep typoing. Okay, got that. Oh yeah, that. I forgot to sit there and wait for a second. Where did, there. And by that I mean, forgot to wait longer in this place. So I was gonna come back and do this. That kind of, for what? Is that always like that? Wonder if this is really the end, because there wasn't really any closure here. Like, the other ones I knew, yeah, this is the end. Where they ended it for me, but this one I don't really know what the hell's going on. Or if there really is anything else to do. I'm pretty sure I've tried everything in this room. And there's nothing. So I can get over that somehow, but I can't. So, I don't know. Check the other endings real quick. Yeah, that's the one with the choice video. To the warehouse, take the lift, the catwalk, games, your baby game. Oh yeah, that is the Zending, where, with the staircase, that is what I thought. Okay. Shut up. Thought I turned that off, that sound. Alright, so there are a few endings here I haven't gotten, which I will read how to do them and do them, because I'm stupid. I don't feel like messing around, I guess. I'll be able to delete this once and for all. And I'll have closure that I got all the endings. So here, we got one ending there. don't really understand this one. But I guess it'll make sense in execution, so... Back towards Stanley's office. So close the door, open the door. Okay, and there's that one. That's stupid. That is stupid. There's an ending for pressing the baby button for 4 hours, but 2 hours in he adds another button with a piranha and a dog, apparently. And I want to see what the divine art is, but to do that, I don't know. I'm not pressing buttons for 4 hours. That's stupid. I'm not doing that. Okay, then the broom closet ending. There's that ending I didn't get. That's a cheat ending. That one, there's 3. There's 4 I didn't get. So I'll get 2 of them pretty easy, so I'll get those right away. Then I'll work on the other one. Alright, so...
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
There we go. Need to, get out the window here. I wouldn't have expected to be able to climb up on that chair. So I tried that, and it's kind of hard to do. It's finicky
At first,
there.
Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes. Look, it's right there. I'm trying to hit yes.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Is that it? Can I leave now? I can hear myself moving around. I wasn't aware that the windows were still up there. I thought it loaded into somewhere else. There's like something here. It's like something in the middle of the room. Oh well. Okay, I'll restart. Oops. I keep closing that door by accident, but the first time I did it was because I accidentally did it.
Everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Great game. At least he got me down. He knows, like, yeah, you saw the other option first, and you restarted just to come back here to hear what I had to say about this one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
He's got me down.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
He knows Stanley.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Input received. That's one of the endings, but I don't really know what the heck that is. I didn't even know that was on the computer. I thought I just had to shut them all off. I saw something about computers. So I don't know what the heck that is. Yeah, input received. So let's see if I can find more. There were supposed to be like 2 or 3 before the 2 doors, though. I can't find them. So I'll reset, just in case. What the hell happened here? I didn't read about this.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What the hell? It's rather weird how they just keep doing all this random stuff. Just, it's so random. Random-y. Oh, there we go. The input saved from last time. Wait, what? That's the same computer that I did before, wasn't it? Or was that the one over here? Why is this one off now? Or was it that one? Input received. That's weird. What the heck happened?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find it. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Does it change each playthrough? I know that computer's supposed to be one of them.
Okay, I think we all...
Interrupted him there. I'm supposed to... I wanted to hear what he had to say, but I was out too quick. So yeah, I need to get those inputs. I don't know how to do that, though. I like how this all just stops as soon as they come through the door. It's good. Maybe you can only put in 1 input per game. That would make sense. And they're different each time, or I don't know, something like that. Now what? Alright, that's it. You're going off. Alright. No escape pod, huh? Yeah, oh, this is all the stuff I was seeing in the, yeah, through the windows. It's good to know what that finally is. It's getting harder to see as I go up. Does this really have this many floors? Just built in? It's like this is the 4th one. It's a lot of offices. Oh, are the numbers even changing? We have to get to 760, I think. So, yeah, it really is just getting darker. I was joking, but numbers aren't changing at all. They're all the same. These are all different rooms. They're, that's weird. I don't know what to make of that, really. I think I saw this before. I didn't know what it was. There's a thing over there. I see it. It's flashing. It wasn't that, and the thing that I saw is now completely gone, but oh well. What happened in the narrator? That it? That was the ending. Great. Oops. That was kind of weird. Okay, let's get back to these inputs.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Do you like the different clips for different parts of the game? Like there, yeah, that. Like starting out, and there's stuff for the boss's room changes. Stuff for messing around all over the place.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, go see what he was saying in the boss's room before.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Okay, I like that. Not even gonna let me enter the pad anymore. Still gonna enter the code. Damn it. I'm not gonna say anything about that, narrator. Just gonna let that happen. Alright. I don't want to go there again. So, I just want to see the... Oh, I forgot to check the boss's secretary's computer or whatever.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Need to find the inputs. I don't know where the two I was looking at before went. See, I need
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
5 of them, I think. 5 inputs. I have 2 of them. 3 were supposed to be before the 2
there was
doors,
not a
but
single person here either.
they're not loading.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's see. Here's one. Yeah, okay. Got that one. 2 left. Come on. Here, let me just check where that 5th one is real quick. So, oh, it's on Stanley's computer. And you have to do them in order. Okay, so then it's on. Alright, yeah, you do that computer, then you have to do them sequentially. So that computer, that computer, that computer, that computer. Has to be in that order. I think. At least that's how it seems. Oops. They're not even going to tell me anything about me closing the door this time. I screwed up. Alright, so there should be one around
All of his co-workers
here.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he
Look,
couldn't find a
it's right
trace
there.
of his co-workers.
Wait, can I, no, I can't go back in that room again. So... There we go. Doesn't look like I'm really getting anywhere with this. I mean, you have to wonder if this is going to do anything. Can I even press those ones up there? Can. I guess I should just take it one line at a time and do it like this. It'd be easier. Oh, they come back. Don't they? Yeah, they do. They're coming back. What am I supposed to do? It's like heaven for button pursers. Okay. I'll see if there's anything else I can do here. No, I can't. Okay. See, there's a console somewhere. Wonder where that'd be. Let's see, the console's not here. Oh, there it is. That would make that tilde like it always should be. So why isn't it working? Make console K, because that's weird.
This
Okay, at least it saves all my data. Where's the console? Oops.
But Stanley's
Pressing K, the console's not coming up. Maybe it's in the pause menu that I have to do it. No. So yeah, it's usually tilde. That's what I had it down as. But pressing it does nothing. It's not even shift tilde, nothing. Pause. No. There's another console command I want to try too that I saw on the whiteboard ending thing. But I can't open the console. And yes, I guess it is true that that's Stanley's heaven, since it is his perfect job, pressing buttons all day. I wouldn't want to be in that heaven, though. Stanley's own personal heaven. Just don't close doors on yourself, Stanley. That's not healthy. I can go to heaven whenever I want to by just pressing the button on the keyboard. Oops.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision?
Screw you, narrator. I'm out of here. Heaven's a lot more exciting than that. Welcome, Stanley. Okay. Let me look it up, how to access the console. Oh, without Steam. It's normally a Steam thing, I guess. Alright, I have to relaunch the game. But yeah, I'm glad that wasn't just my incompetence, it's just because it's a different version. And, I'll make sure I get all the other endings before I do that, just in case it breaks. Except the art ending, because that's stupid. Yeah, I got that one, and that one, okay. Forgot about that one. Okay. This is the last one, and then there's the one that needs the console.
What could it mean?
And then there's the stupid one for
Stanley
pressing the button
decided to
for
go
4
to the
hours.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay. It's an okay room.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
It was okay. It was alright. 3 out of 5.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Well, if you say so, narrator, I'll try it. Right on top of the truck.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
So, yeah, that was that ending. Why weren't my inputs going on the loading screen? That was weird. Oh, an XSplit.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Is it raining outside?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Sounds like some pretty heavy rain.
When Stanley came
And
to a
it's back
set
again.
of 2 open
I don't know. I'm gonna go get that thing real quick. Which means I have to quit. To make a shortcut. We, there. Change the properties of the shortcut to access the console. Wait, why'd I do that? Just do that. Alright. Now can I access the console? And reset my data. Isn't that great? That's okay. So I only have one thing left to do. The keys, console, that button.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Means at least all my inputs are gone. I don't know if anything else changed. I'll go check the broom closet.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Console just doesn't want to open.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
How the heck? I don't think I ran it as an administrator, but I don't know if that should really matter.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to...
Alright, no, I gotta try that again. I'll try the console here. No. So gotta go here. Do that. Let's see. Get in the game. Hit the console button. Not working. And keys. Yeah, it's still K. Now it's not, but huh. I'll go look at something then, real quick. That tab doesn't want to open. Where's put that here, properties. That's saved, right? Yeah. So why isn't it working? Maybe I need to put in quotes. I shall try that. Wait, did that have like a ton of stuff? downvotes? Yeah, it did, because that's not how it's working. I mean, that's not how it works, so that's not working. I'm sure it'll be great. It'll be all worth it. No, I said without Steam. Give me this. Okay, I'm just gonna find a thing of it. A video. I'm streaming someone else's video. Maybe. That's not right. Okay, I need to... That source. Screen capture. Right here. There. Perfect. Just gotta show it by any means possible.
Stanley, this is me being serious. In fact, this is my serious room. It's where I come to be serious. That table is the most serious table I could find. I looked at many, many tables, hundreds of tables. It's possible I looked at over 1,000 tables. I honestly don't know. The specific number isn't as important as the understanding that of all tables I looked at, this one is the most serious. I relate this story to impress upon you the extent to which this is the most serious room I have, which is why I brought you here. You just tried to activate server cheats, which of course runs the risk of breaking the entire game. You've got no respect for the strict order of scripted narrative events, and I just can't have that. It's time to get serious, Stanley. No jokes, no games. Outside of this room, I might be more tolerant of those things, but now we're in the room. Which is why I'm subjecting you to the most serious punishment I can think of. 100 billion trillion years standing here in the serious room. Perhaps after that, we can talk about the severity of your actions and whether you've learned anything. But until then, serious room, go. Whoa, did we not have the talk? Are we not in the serious room this very moment? Did I not tell you how many tables I looked through? I'm going to be conservative and say it was somewhere in the tens of thousands of tables. Any reasonable person would say I spent an absurd amount of time doing nothing but looking at tables, and I genuinely considered each one too. I took a hell of a lot of notes. I kept the notes in a different room. That room is less serious than this one. It's more of a notes room. Again, the point of this story is to convey how serious I feel this cheating issue is. And I'm sure you'll agree with me once you've fulfilled your new punishment. Infinity years in the serious room. I generally have trouble reading human emotions, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're devastated by this crippling new punishment. As well you should be. It's the most serious I could think of. Can you get more serious than that? No, you can't. Don't try. Still no effect. The problem is clearly the serious room. It isn't serious enough. That's on me, Stanley. I apologize. I'm going to the store to look through more tables. Hopefully I find one that conveys how wrong what you're doing is. Now, where did I put those notes?
Alright, that's that ending, I guess. That was, wouldn't have really been worth anything.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
See, I think that's alright in terms of space.
In this game,
This is the last
crawls
ending.
left towards danger.
Last
you
one.
click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. Good to see that enthusiasm. Keep it up, Stanley. Just 3 hours and 45 minutes left to go. Okay, so clearly you're in it for the long haul. Although I find it hard not to believe you're simply running a program to click the button over and over automatically, which kind of ruins the point of the game, don't you think? Wouldn't that take the art out of it? You can tell me in your post-playtest analysis.
Just popping in to say hi.
I hope you weren't expecting more regular intervals of commentary from me, but that's not why you're here, is it? You're here for the game, for the art, for the endlessly spiraling sense of pointlessness and despair. Yes, this is what drives your every action. Keep clicking that button for hope, for freedom, for science, for love. Don't ever, ever stop. You know, I've been spending the last 2 hours here embroiled in thought, and it's occurred to me, this game is incomplete. It's missing something. It still doesn't have that oomph. What is it, I thought to myself? What could possibly be missing from this incredible experience? And then in a moment of rapture, as though delivered by angels, it came to me. Before this moment, I was blind, but those days are behind us. I now understand the true manifestation of this game. It needs a puppy. That's right, this puppy is being lowered toward an aquarium filled with nothing but piranha. Now you have to click the second button to avert the puppy's death in addition to the baby's. This is it, Stanley. Art! I did it! Video games are art! But you have a good 2 hours or so to go, so I'll just let you get to that. No time to waste when there is such a meaningful game to be played. Bonne chance, mon ami! Good to see both the puppy and the baby are still alive. It warms my heart to see how deeply the message of this game has resonated with you. I can only imagine the joy welling up in your chest, the sheer joy of such pure distilled life essence flowing through your veins. It must be amazing. I'm jealous of you, truly I am. No, seriously, I'm deeply envious of your position at this very moment. The joy of artistic expression must be even stronger now. Drink it in, Stanley. Few people on this planet will ever get such an experience. Peer through space and time. The universe unravels itself at your feet. This is the one true meaning of life. I know we said this would go on for 4 hours, but what if you never stopped? Think about it. You could just keep going forever. Visitors would come from around the world to see the man who never stopped pushing the buttons. You would be famous. That's what you've always wanted, right? To be famous? That and the surging power of artistic beauty to flow through you for all of eternity. You could have both of these things. We'll talk about it when you get there. Have we really been doing this for over 3.5 hours? Goodness, how time flies. Wouldn't you say it's flown? Oh, no, you don't have to answer that. I understand you're quite busy. Just keep at it. Almost there. Nearly there, Stanley. Art itself is about to burrow into your skull. Aren't you excited for spiritual immortality? For transcendence and oneness with the beauty and essence of all beings? Just a few seconds now. Here it comes.
And that's the Stanley Parable. I think that's everything. At least it's everything I could find to confirm. So, yeah, I'll stop streaming for now. I can stream something else in a little bit, but, I'll just take a break of at least half an hour's length at this moment. So, it's a game down. Go me. It's pretty good. I liked it.